Okay, welcome back. The sun's shining. It's nice. It's Monday today. Finished. I'm up together with all my baitman work now. I finished off the liquid fertilising on the winter wheat this morning. We've had about 15 mil of rain over the last 3 days, starting Saturday morning. So yeah, agronomist is coming out tomorrow, so she'll probably give me some more recommendations for spraying. I think we're going to have to put some Turple on which is straw strengthener, on the winter barley, the cassia. I already did the hybrid last week. I'm going to do the cassia later on this week, probably. So what we're going to do is put the Amazon combination drill on, but so I'm going to drill, plant, I don't know what people call it, some maize. But the first thing I've got to do is move the bucket, and there's no JCB here at the moment, it's out fencing. 320S is mucking out cow sheds, and the 531 is fencing, so I'm going to have to use my initiative and move this bucket. Whether I put a strap and drag it out the way, just as I turned the camera off, I suddenly thought, oh, there's a load of tractor down the bottom with pallet forks on it, I'll go and get that. Already greased the PTO shaft before I backed up to it. Give that a wiggle. So I'm not going to need the weight on the front. The tractor seems to be handling it perfectly fine without a weight, so I will just I'll just put the green box on, because with my tools that does actually weigh 200 kilos, probably over 200 kilos. Right, back the drill back in the shed, out of the wind. Seed goes in here, and looks like I cleaned it out last time I used it. Take that off. Just check that what we need is every other row to be blocked off. So we have like the end one open, and then the next one shut, and then next one open, next one shut, that one's blank. Put that back on. You see the way that's all melted, that plastic there? It's because we had a fire back in 2017, I think. And the whole back of the shed, it was asbestos. And the back of the shed was on fire, basically. And yeah, when this was parked in the back of the shed, it got melted. We managed to get everything else out. And actually, no, the header, we didn't get the header out. The end guard on the header got melted. But I've got a short video of the fire, if you want to see it. It's on, there's a link to it on Patreon. So if you follow the link in the description of this video to Patreon, then you'll be able to see the fire video. Right, so that's all the seed in. We've got enough to do 4 hectares. And you can set our seed rate on here, look, we've got a gauge. We'll open it up a little bit. So sort of like 12, something like that. Oh, there you bugger. I'll do right there. So normally I'd end up drilling about 10 hectares of pheasant cover maize. This maize isn't for silage, it's for pheasant cover. So yeah, normally I would drill about 10 hectares, but this year I'm only doing 4 because up at farm 2 they're drilling their own maize this spring. So yeah, which I'm quite pleased about, to be honest. It was a bit of a faff having to go up there and drill their maize, because they've ploughed it and they've got someone to do it with a proper maize drill. So the first job for the morning is this patch down here. We're at farm 1. And Jeremy actually ploughed this back at the end of March, I think, and it was really wet. So what I'm going to do is, first time over, I'm going to just use the power harrow just to work it down, and then we will drill it on the second time over. I've just set up the camcorder there, look. We'll do a bit of a time lapse. If you see me running across the field towards the camera, it's probably because it started raining. So the power harrow's done a pretty good job just for one pass, but it's a bit tacky, so I'm going to go off and drill a couple of other pieces with seed. Yeah, just wants an hour just to hazel off a little bit, really. I'll go off and drill the other bits, and then we'll come back to this once it's had some sun. Put my boots on. Getting on really well with this camera. it's nice to know that I can just turn it on and it will have battery and it will just work. I don't have to charge it up. The only time it's been on charge so far since I've had it is when it's been plugged into the computer, and then it lasts the whole week pretty much. This field here is spring wheat. And as you can see, it's looking really good. The rows are filling in now. Yeah, we're really pleased with it. And this week it's a lot milder as well, so things are growing. The grass is growing, the wheat's growing, the winter wheat that is. The tractor looks sweet. I do like these boxes. Right, so we're going to actually plant some maize now. So this was cultivated with the Amazon CS. It's a bit rough, but it was very wet when it was cultivated. We've just got like 4 or 5 little strips like this around the farm. We've got a plant, and then that one big one I'll do last. We'll lower her down a bit because we've got to put the metering wheel on so that we actually sow some seed, put some seed in the ground. Big old wheel. Alright. We're dodging the showers today. Well, as always at the moment. The showers on the radar. We'll lift that up a bit. It's tricky doing things with one hand. So this goes on here, and it winds the metering system round and winds the seed out basically. And the faster I go, the faster the wheel spins. I know a lot of you already know this stuff, but there's a surprising amount of people that watch that never have anything to do with any of this. That's why I explain it all. So yeah. We'll just check the seed coming out. There you go, look, it's starting to come out now. Don't want to waste too much. Alright, so we've just done a little bit. It can be a bit of a struggle to get the seed in deep enough for this drill, but it is on its maximum depth. Or actually, what we could do, one way of getting it to go in deeper is to put the power harrow in deeper. That gets the seed in deeper. And also the other thing is the following harrows, they're not really doing anything. I just thought one way of putting the seed in deeper is to extend the hydraulic top link. That tips it all back a bit. And then, yeah, the following harrows are actually touching the ground now. It does need some new following harrows, but a quick fix, I might just be able to, he says, get a bit of adjustment on here. What do we want to do? Make it longer. So we wind that out. It should push that rod back and then puts a bit more pressure on the following harrows. Give it a couple of turns. come back to the first bit where we started now, where we just worked down that ploughing, and it's going really well. Drying off quickly. This is the last bit to do, and then that'll be it for today. Not sure whether to roll it. They are forecasting, I might just roll this bit, the other stuff's quite fine. But when I get to the end of it, all I have to do, we're using auto track as well, AB curve. Just press that one, it cuts the revs down, shuts the PTO out, lifts the drill up, all on just one button. Okay, that's that big job done. I'm just going to go back to the yard, and there's a little bit of seed in the bottom of the hopper still, so we'll clean that out, and then probably go and get the rollers this evening. So I got as far as going to collect the rollers, and as you can see by the window, it's chucking down with rain. So this could be the end of this video, but it is supposed to be a dry day tomorrow, so if it dries off I might be able to go and roll them. But we will see. If you're wondering where I got these rollers from, I went and borrowed them from Jeremy, because the Dalbo ones are too big for doing the maize strips. These are Cousins 8 metre, and these actually used to belong to this farm, but then Simon sold them to Jeremy when we got the Dalbo. But so we might. All right. It's now Wednesday afternoon, and we're going to go and do that quick little bit of rolling. I've been out crop walking all day. It's, what is it, 3 o'clock, 10 past 3. I've done like 19,000 steps today. So I'm glad to have the chance to sit down for a minute. I bet you didn't know Milwaukee make lever bars. We reverse up, the rollers just unfold. Just like that. If you can see, there's a little bit of moisture coming up in the tractor tyre marks, but apart from that, it's all good. We've got a little bit of dust. There is more rain forecast for tonight, but it's good. I went and got these rollers because the Dalbo ones are too wide to roll the narrow strips that are only like 8 meters yeah, 8 or 9 meters wide. Right, this is what I mean by narrow. We're running, just in the last strip now, we're running on the wheat on that side and the grass on that side. And yeah, this is the last one, and then I'm done. And yeah, it's quite powdery. I'm not overly 100% sure I should be rolling this one because it's going to rain on and off for the next few days, but the maize plants should be pretty strong. They should be able to push up through the surface. Alright. And it's not like we're going into winter anyway.